So this is gonna be a video about why I'm leaving the F-Zero Discord, and just to be clear, this is a separate Discord from the F-Zero Nexus. So that's where the time attack stuff really originated from, and that's a completely different server with different mods. And like I've said before in my past posts on my YouTube, like there's literally zero problems on that server. And I've known these people for over 20 years. And like everyone's good with everyone. So, I mean, most of the conflict here literally comes from the mod team. And so Green Gecko's here from the circuit crew is asking, he was gone for a while, why is Skavek banned from the racetrack? And Skavek banned, so people don't even know. Like, people just disappear, and like, there was no telling of that he was gone from the server. And then I just came in, yeah, not warranted at all. Either mods just hate him. Once I left the mod team, it was inevitable that he could target him over anything and everything, which is exactly what happened. So when I was on the mod team, they were constantly trying to ban Skavek, and I would stand up for him. And they would just make up all this ridiculous stuff about him. And just like anything he would say, like he just said Falcon bad, and that was enough for the mods to throw tantrums. Like, we need to ban this guy. Like, he said Falcon bad. Like, that's how insane these people are. And so now that I was gone, like, they started abusing their mod role, and now they permanently banned him from the track, being toxic for no reason. It's like, yes, that's typical mod behavior. And they do this to everyone. It's not even just to Skavek, actually. They did this to several other people. I don't really want to name their names in this, like, keep naming everyone's name, but like, when they time out people, they boast about it, they brag about it. Thune especially, he comes in stomping his feet. He's like, it's ban time, and he starts banning people for like frivolous stuff. Like, this guy doesn't even play the game. Like, he's a relic of the past. He got voted in back in 2023, basically in a poll against another racer named Liam, who was, I think Liam was like 13 or something at the time, and it was basically just joking around about being, the head of the racetrack. So Thune has got in as the top of the server that way. He just got voted in by default, basically, because no one else was really in that poll. So it was undeserving, and maybe it served a purpose for a short while in 2003 and 2004 as some organizational purposes. But really, Thune has no involvement, and he's just absent from the racetrack and doesn't really play the game. And he just comes in aggressive and authoritarian. That's kind of like his role. Like, he doesn't know what's going on, but everyone needs to be banned. So that's what he does. And he also defends people on the mod team. That's really another reason why I left, is he's friends with the people on the mod team. Like, it's a personal relationship in there. That's kind of how they interact with each other. And those people just broke the rules nonstop, and he would always defend them. Like, no one's broken the rules more than the mods. And that's like, you can look that up. If you want to go into the racetrack and type in keywords, you'll find that the mods they break the violations of the rules, crazy stuff, especially people like Nico, who's broken the most rules ever. That person should be banned from the server a long time ago for the stuff they say. A lot of really messed up stuff about sex and weird stuff. Like, we have children in this Discord, and this weirdo is talking about all those sexual stuff. Like, what are you doing? It's just gross and like inappropriate. And in the mod channel, Nico was even worse. This is the person who just like would go on these weird tantrums about like politics and stuff, calling people rapists, Nazis, and all this crazy stuff. You're like, what are you doing? This is a gaming server. Why are you talking like this? So, and Thune, of course, like, that's fine. We should talk about politics. And Thune directly said that to me. So even at the end, and that's where he left, Thune's like, we should talk about politics. I'm like, no, like, get politics out of gaming. What's wrong with you? And so going down further, so it's going the permanent ban and the most insane mod abuse ever. And now here comes Thune stomping his feet. He's explaining, is in general, so he's not kicked off the server. And now he's saying a mod team to cut the crap, dude, and getting tired of it. So I questioned him one time, and he's getting tired of it now. So this is how Thune acts. Like, you cannot ever question Thune. Like, he will become instantly and start bragging about it. Like, I'm going to ban you, and you'll be lucky if you ever see this racetrack again. That's how he talks to everyone. It's like, dude, I'm 40 years old. Like, I have a whole life and like all this stuff. Like, who do you think you are? So this is what he does. And so now this is Nico right here under Umazing. If you want to see more Mataboos, we could done easily. So now they're, see, this is what they do. They literally brag about mod abuse and then they ban you. This is normal behavior for them. And this is like I don't say anything inappropriate on this server ever. People are on my side. Maybe the mods seem self-reflection of viewing roles in the server. So you could tell at this point, I know it's even questioning him this far, even though I'm not insulting him really. Like, I'm just saying, like, you really need to understand the roles of the mod. I'm not like saying, you know, you're a stupid person, you know, you go after yourself. I'm just being like, you need to really analyze what you're doing here and take your job as a mod seriously. I don't think I went too far there. And now Mr. Blonde, for some reason, stepping up. I don't know what he's doing. So it's like, well, come on, man. It's an F-Zero Discord. Let's chill out a bit. I don't know. Like, he's just taking like sides. He's friends with the mods. You know, he's on the purple team here. So he's just going to suck up to them. So who cares about that stuff? And the self-awareness of this dude. So now, you know, he's taking shots at me. It's like, you're a mod. Why? Like, you should be acting like a mod. This isn't how they should be talking to the members of the thing. And I ask, is this an appropriate response from a mod? And see you next week. So now if you can see here at the bottom, they time me out for a week for asking, is this an appropriate response from a mod? That will get you timed out for a week on this server. So that's just, you know, the tip of the iceberg here. And this is just what's happened to me, a good long-standing member of this server, you know, and someone who's contributed a lot to this server and, you know, F-Zero in general. And that's how they think they can just talk to you and ban you. Like, you know, it doesn't matter that, like, I'm highly activated in the community and I create all this content and I love the game. They're just like, you talk to a mod? How dare you talk to us? You're banned. And that's what they do. And now let's get to know who the staff is. So I've talked about some of the players, and they were really the main two players, some of the worst people on the F-Zero Discord. Thune and Nico are just horrible people. People who I'll never ever speak to again. Like, they're irredeemable people. And let's go at the top here. So the top here is the Reddit ambassador, the owner. So I DM'd this person after the last fiasco, and I explained to him what's going on and what the mods are saying in their mod channels, which is highly inappropriate stuff. And unfortunately, I think this person's just like a legacy player of F-Zero. They don't have any involvement in F-Zero. They're just the owner of the Reddit and this Discord. So, you know, it is what it is. Maybe that's what the owner is. I didn't really agree with his opinions either, because he also said politics should be in the mod channel. I'm just like, why? Just what's wrong with you people? And then there's Jorishima, who I've had my problems with, although he seems willing to try to level things out. So, you know, that is at least more respectable. So there's times where I've hated Jorishima, but the fact he was still engaging in normal dialogue like a normal person, I'll give him credit for that. You know, people had their disagreements, and he was silent during the whole me and Thune conversation. So it's mostly who I think Thune is a bad guy and should be removed from the server for all the stuff he's done and hid, protecting people breaking the rules all the time, and blaming me for stuff that the other mods were doing and exposing them. So Thune is definitely someone who should be gone. Then there's the Mr. Zeros, who I would actually eliminate half these people from the server. It seems like they piled up like this because they're friends and now there's groupthink. I guess I shouldn't specifically name names over here. Besides, Penguai should be gone, and definitely, and that's, The rest of them, I'd say they were mostly fine, and some of them didn't really have any involvement at all. So I don't want to say anything bad about those people. Some of these people don't really even exist anymore or contributed to anything, and some of them actually are all around nice. So I won't talk bad about any of those people except the violators of the rules and people who can't follow server rules. And let me be specific about what I want Pengway gone. From the moderation team, I think he's actually fine on operations, but you cannot be a mod if you break the rules. And I think that's a distinction that needed to happen, which they aren't addressing on the mod team. Like if you want to be like this edgelord and say all this crazy stuff, like you can't be a moderating other people about the rules. Like it's fine if you want to contribute in other ways, but like as far as like moderating, it's like no, not at all. Like it should be definitely should have been kicked off the team. And then there's the staff ghosts. So those are the purple ones. This is actually where it kind of gets weird. It's just like these people aren't a problem. I don't think I've had a problem with any of them. So there's been a couple times where I guess some of them kind of jumped the gun on some decisions. Maybe you could say that's up for debate, and then you could debate that out. But none of them have really caused a problem or tried to, they weren't like the other people in the Mr. Zero and top here, like Mr. Thune. I don't think they're bad people, so, just, I guess it's how, like the interesting thing is how the friend group works in the mod chat is just, it's kind of concentrated at the top where the worst people are. And it's, you'd think joining the mod team, I would have, my relationship with these people would have improved. But after seeing all the stuff they said, I lost respect for them. I just generally do not think these are good people. And I've been on the F-Zero Nexus with those other people. I've been with them since 2003. So it's been over 20 years and there's no problem. And like everyone's respectable and everyone like communicates and everyone's good with each other. Everyone's friendly with each other. It's just these people. Like they're just bad people. And now let's go over the rules here. So this is the main part of the server. We could check the rules and let's see, be kind and courteous to everyone. Swearing is okay as is bantering, but you can insult people if you're point across. So, considering what type of the game this is, this actually barely ever happens, and like people usually end up just apologizing and be like, I kind of just, got carried away. You hit me with a blue bumper and I started, saying all this stuff, but then they calm down. It's a game. That happens. It's not a big deal. But it's interesting that is allowed. You're allowed to say fuck blues and say anything about blues and the people who blew you. But you can't say Falcon bad. It's literally against the rules. So, interesting there. That's because it was Falcon. It was Skavek's one of his things he said. So literally just because Skavek said it, you are not allowed to say it also because Skavek said it. Hated discriminatory speech is not tolerated. Absolutely no racism, sexism, homophobia, xenophobia, political or religious discrimination, and anything similar. So Nico has broken that rule hundreds of times. It's a slight exaggeration, but maybe not. In the mod Discord, and even in the racetrack early on. If you want to actually see something funny, go back in the beginning of time when the FZD Discord is made. Read the early chats. If they're quite hilarious. They're like super toxic and degen and saying a bunch of messed up stuff. They cleared it out a little bit, but Nico was kind of the one who was never able to clean up their act, so they still say a lot of messed up stuff. And especially in the mod channel, like they were just saying a bunch of crazy stuff and going on like these rants about stuff that has nothing to do with F-Zero, and just like I don't know what this person's doing. Like they're crazy. Like I actually think Nico's legitimately a psychopath. I'm not saying that even on a malice. Like I think clinically Nico is a psychopath, and that's not someone who I want to interact with. And the other stuff is not really related until we get to rule number 9 here. So moderators reserve the right to interpretation, but is also held accountable by their peers if you believe to be treated unfairly. Well. What do we have here? So I asked what the mods are doing with Skavect, and now's enough for me to get banned. So this is what the mods do. You are not allowed to question them at all. And you can private message them, and sometimes they'll just, they'll be a little more open with you. But, what people don't know is if you private message them, they do insult you into the mod channel. They say bad things about a lot of people on the server. Generally just about a lot of things too. You don't even have to DM them and they'll say bad things about you in the server. There's some ongoing things where they just insult people. They've even insulted an autistic person on the server. I'm not going to name who they even are, but they made fun of them for being autistic, and that's what they do in the mod channel. So they could deny it all they want, or they can make the mod channel public and see who's lying, unless they will clear out their, chat. But they've definitely said a lot of messed up stuff and insulted members just for even DMing them and trying to, say their piece with them. So that's how the mods operate, and that's who they are. They are bad people, and it's very unfortunate because the F-Zero franchise is, like a lifelong beloved thing for me. And this channel comes along, and it just happens these people just fell into these positions. So it's undeserved, and they kind of just got put there by happenstance. They just stumbled into it, and they became part of the team, and then they became the top of the team, and then they control the rules, and then they abuse the rules. And this is what's happened. And it's had unfortunate side effects in dividing the community. And I really don't like what they're saying and what they've said about many of the people. And sometimes I don't even, have personal relationships with people. I'm not defending people in a personal way. Just their decisions just aren't good. And I had a problem with this even when I was in the mod channel. They don't understand. I don't think they have a good grasp on psychology enough to do kind of moderations. You need to understand the people who you're dealing with. You need to actually know who the person is, how old are they, what type of person they are, what's their behavior, and how do these two people interact with each other. When there was a quarrel between some people, it's what's their relationship with each other. They need to analyze this stuff, and these people just aren't capable of that level of thinking. So it's a problem there where they're not capable of being moderators in that sense, and they should not be on that type of thing. Or they should be, if they want to do operations, they should be doing that. But the ability to assess behavior and analyze what's going on in the server, they've proven they aren't capable of. Now let's go over the mod chat of what started me leaving the mods. So here's a mod leak from one of the mod channels. So this was part of what was going on. And this is a discussion about someone posted something political. And so I stepped in saying, no, because we'd be banned if you broke rule number 2. So, and what is rule number 2? It's, you discriminated stuff and politics and all that stuff, like religion and all that stuff. You just, it doesn't belong in a gaming Discord. So Gear steps in, can we not? Which is the correct thing to do. And like I said, those people from the other group of people, Gears is acting like a mod. You don't discuss this stuff. It's literally against the rules. It says it right in the rules. And we're mods. We should be the best behaved people of everyone. And I stepped in, editorialized comment about a political figure was not needed. So it was just just describing some hateful stuff. And yeah, sounds like far right to me then. So just assuming a political stuff, you're supposed to be neutral, left or right. We are mods. It's our job to be unbiased and neutral. So if it's political, it's against rule number 2, which is what I say. Okay, in that case, it's a lot less. TPUSA is not far right, enlighten me. So now Nico is trying to engage in political discourse, which I'm not interested in. It's a gaming Discord. We do not discuss politics on this server. And here we go again, whatever spectrum you think it fits, a political activism, Penguin's right to remove it. And if someone posts something political, remove it no matter what. We do not need opinions about political figures. It's, it's just, we have to stay consistent as a mod, like rules are rules. Then here comes Penguai, like, again, he needs to, put his message in. Trump was a white supremacist, and Kirk and Trump are aligned. Yeah, white supremacists and his far right. Yes, all these people self-evident. Yeah. So this is just straight up breaking the rules of the server. And some truths are uncomfortable. Sorry, not sorry. You'd be right to complain about the topics in chat, though. You have to disagree with, please, voice them in the mod chat instead. This is the mod action channel. There was a lot of mod channels. So this is just straight up breaking the rules. And why are you expressing this kind of stuff? And I don't really care at all what people think about stuff in politics. That's for Reddit and Twitter. Like, people go there and fight all day and have fun with that. But this is clearly a violation of the rules. And so this is when I messaged Thune and Jorshima. And Thune was the only one who replied to me. I really don't want to show those texts, some private stuff. I'm not hiding anyone, so if he tries to pull that card, I will show it. But Thune came in and said, he said, actually, I'm the one who got this conversation wrong. I'm in the wrong. So he said he talked to Penguai and just, said some stuff to him, but I was wrong for stepping up and correcting this situation. And this kind of lit me up. Like, I'm like, what in the world was I wrong about? Being neutral? Like telling people not to break the rules of the server? That's wrong. And then he went into this whole tirade with me, and he started like going all over the place. And like degen came up again. Like, it's like the most contentious thing on the server. He's like, why are you always talking about degen and stuff? Like, my God, it's a game and I'm talking about the game, and I'm trying to get people not to do it, which I think actually kind of worked, because I do think it was literally ruining the game. And we saw over Festival in the last 5 weeks, the mode's dead. It's people don't really play it, and I think it's part of the reason people don't do it is because of that tactic. No one wants to sit through that, and then also to be screwed of your own win because someone's driving in circles and you have to watch them do that. It's bad sportsmanship, and I was against it. And really, there's just like, there's like 10 people out of a couple. How many people play that mode? A couple thousand or something. I don't know the exact number, but it's like a very, very, very small amount of people do it. So like, if everyone hates it, it's just like, if you're doing it, people will hate you for doing it. And that's like what I was trying to express. And I expressed this many times just in the general chat and even in the mod chat. And like, I don't know, for some reason, they can't understand this concept that like, why would you say something bad about degen? And they even didn't want to even like call it that. Like, people got mad at that terminology. I don't even know who made it up, but it's fitting. So, and it was just, it's like he was like jumping all over the place about this stuff and just defending his people. And this is when I told him he should ban Nico and Penguai for breaking all the rules constantly. And obviously he was against it because Nico does the art and Penguai is the tech person of the chat. And, like I said, like you could do something, operations, and be good at it. And that's your place of the, server. But who was acting like a mod in this conversation? It was Gears and myself, Mengs. And the other people are talking about like trying to encourage you to talk more about politics and, do all this stuff with, whatever in the world they're talking about. It's just like, this is not the place for that. And that's why it's a rule in every single gaming platform. But here we are. Here's them breaking the rules and Thune defending them. And guess who's, timed out from the server? It's me. So, and, I left all this stuff. I mean, this one going back, I'm really not trying to like sit here and just be like a jaded person and all this stuff. Like, I generally think these are bad people and they should be removed from the server, and like you could go ahead and like search this like server for just like, key terms and like look up stuff about what these people say. Some of the stuff's in there, but a lot of the bad stuff was in the mod channels. And I wish I only really saved that. I don't really have much else, but I wish I could have saved the whole thing, and because I didn't leave with this kind of like malice towards them, and like what Thune is talking about. I laughed and like, okay, you people are just gone from my life, and then we move on, and we could just it is what it is. Like I'm gone from the mod team, and but it's like then I questioned the mods once here, and Thune's just like, how dare you ever speak to me like this? And it's like what is with this guy? Like ban me for a week for this, and and like now you have to think about like, do I want to live under the rule of these people who are going to treat me like this and treat other, you know, people who are important to the community like this? Like you have to do what they say. You're not allowed to say certain things even though they're not against the rules, but you can say things against the rules if you're a mod. Then it's just like, why would I be on a server like this? And so those are some of just the most recent stories about this server. And this is, just I'm only just covering like a very short period of time here and the stuff what these people have done. And this has been going on for a very long time on the mod channel. Like I really didn't like the stuff they were saying. Like the stuff they were saying insulting countries, like we're a worldwide community. Like you've no place insulting other countries. That's like, against the rule. Like, and this is not a friends chat. Like like we're from everywhere around the world. You don't know what our backgrounds are, what our lifestyles are, all that personal stuff. And, it's like you don't get to insult people like that in their lifestyle, but they feel that they did it. And obviously it was fine, approved by the mods himself, Thune. And Joshua really doesn't do anything against the mods. Like he's kind of inept in that way. Like, so that's why you got to clean house. You just got to get rid of people. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to say people should stay or go to from this Discord, but like if they really wanted to clean up this Discord, you got to clean house. These people aren't right for the job. They're just not qualified for the positions they hold. They need to be gone. And I wish it wasn't like this way, because I have the complete opposite view of the Nexus. Like those people take control of the Nexus and all the time attack stuff and do all this really important background work, and just like couldn't be nicer, and everything is controlled. No one has problems. And so I say, like, the mods create the problems in these channels. They're just like, it's just really bad and unfortunate, because 99 is a game I've spent the last 3 years playing a lot and making a lot of content for, and I want to be a part of the community, but not this community, not with these people. So that's why I'm going to leave this server. And is my going away speech that I should have prepared for, like this long speech of I'm going away, because this is a community that actually did mean something to me. It's 99 is really one of my favorite games I've ever played, and I've played it a ton. Like I'm well over 1,000 hours now, and it's like a weekend ritual at this point. Like you go on, play all in the best lobbies, and just during the day, a lot of times we weren't, we were just goofing around in the chat, like making jokes about the game, having the daily balance, talk, and just all the fun stuff about the game. It's fun to just, share a game with people. And that's all I wanted. I like F-Zero, and this game was a lot of fun. And you just want to, talk to people about it. And then it, escalated because other mods just are completely out of control and abusing their powers. So it is a loss for me to leave this community, because I'm leaving the members who I do like, and like literally don't have a problem with a single member outside of the mod team. And it's unfortunate how this stuff happens. Is as far as my life goes, this has never ever happened in any game I played anywhere. All this stuff is normal about the game. Like I'm huge into StarCraft my whole life, hence my name Minsk. And just like, I kind of just export the way I talk there to here, and the way they do. And for some reason the mods think it's like like, how could you possibly, say one character is overpowered? Like, this is like, I talk about Goose is overpowered, and they like get mad at that. And like, with the Falcon Bad thing, like, you are not allowed to say this. Like, literally, it's banned. Like, this is nuts. Like, so that's, and that stuff is, also like a meme. How like I put into, even my video Falcon Bad, or I name myself Falcon Bad, and I use Falcon. It's like I've been maining Falcon for pretty much months. Like, I like using it, but like it's pretty obvious it's not the best machine. So let me know, it's that like way for every game. It's like there's always going to be stuff. The games aren't equally balanced. It's a really tough thing to do in modern games. So now I'm just gonna leave the server. It is what it is, and I guess if people do want to follow me, and I hope more people come around to my streams and stuff. I know, it's not always accessible for the time and stuff, but I mean, there's always the Nexus too. It's not the, it's not, you're missing a lot of the communications with people who are exclusive to the, F-Zero Discord, but if there's a way to eliminate the mods, that's the easiest way. So I hope I do see the members again, but just never the mods. And now I'm just gonna leave the server.